Hey folks, good evening. Dr. Starr again, Silver Spring Medical Center. Just wanted to do a little continuation on sugar and fat, as we talked about last video. We had a couple of good comments. Some of the questions, by the way, it's about 5 o'clock Sunday evening. This is what medical directors do. We don't ever sleep, we don't ever take breaks, we just work all the time. So, sorry to be very informal, but nobody's in the office and I thought I'd put up a quick video for you guys. So the idea is, that would be Dr. Green over there trying to get some work done, but I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see just what he's doing.
Medical director.
Yeah. At any rate, sorry for the shaky of the camera. Now we're back. Okay, so the idea, many times people have the misconception about sugar makes you fat. So let me just clarify. Sugar does not make you fat. Plain and simple. You get as much as sugar as you want, you're not going to get fat from sugar. You'll get fat from fat, just like the word sounds like. Your body's run on glucose, your body's run on sugar. Now, you need to have a high-grade sugar. You don't want to have the refined sugar. Your body will still use that for energy, but it's not the best quality because it's empty calories. It's going to give you a lot of calorie intake, but it's not going to give you a whole lot of nutrients. There's no fiber in the refined stuff. There's none of the phytonutrients, none of the extra good stuff that comes in any of the whole foods which we advocate people eating. However, people have the misconception that you're going to get fat from sugar, not because of the sugar content, but really because of the fat content, which kind of sneaks in there. It's sneaky fat, okay? And by that, I mean, when people look at cakes and cookies, they automatically think that those are sweets, those are sugars, those are candies. So therefore, I can't eat those because I will get fat. Yes, you will get fat if you eat a lot of candy and cookies and cake. For sure. Doesn't matter what they are. But it's not because of the sugar content, it's because of the fat content. Okay? So when you take a really good look at the back of the label and see what the fat calories are from the total calories, that'll tell you. If it's anywhere above 15% of the calories are coming from fat, walk away. You'll find something very surprising. Most of the sugary type of foods that you think that are sugar, the candy bars, the chocolates, the cakes and the cookies and the Oreos, they have sugar in them. And that's not the good kind of sugar, that's true. But it's got a ton of fat. And you don't realize how much is in there because it's so sweet and it has all the other shimmery, sugary, and you just blame the sugar by mistake. It's a common mistake. Everybody does that. However, I'll tell you, the most shocking piece of evidence, and I should say fact, when you look at the average American diet, the intake of fat calories average between 40 and 60% of a person's calorie intake. Let's just call it 50%. Maybe it's a little bit less, but it's pretty close to 50% in the standard American diet. That's a lot of fat. Please don't tell me that you're getting fat from the sugary Coke drink that you're drinking. That can add to it. Overall calorie, you bring in more calories than you take in, you're going to develop fat. But it's really hard to do that on good sugar, on wholesome whole foods, fruits and vegetables and grains. People say, oh, doc, hey, hold on a second. You know, if you eat 8,000 calories a day and you only burn 2,000 or 3,000 calories, by the way, you're going to burn close to 2,000 calories with very little activity. Add a little bit of activity in there, you're between 2,000 and 3,000 calories a day. But if you take in 8,000 calories of good food diet, you're going to get fat. You're going to get fat. You eat a lot of bananas. Bananas are high in sugar, high in calorie. You're going to get fat. No, you're not. Okay? No, you're not. If you eat 10 bananas, it's around 100 calories a banana. Eat 10 bananas for one meal. It's a lot of bananas. Can you do it? Of course you can. I do it all the time. That's 1,000 calories. You do that 3 times over for 3 meals, that's 3,000 calories. You tell me anybody that overdoses and eats 8,000 or 9,000 calories on fruit and vegetables. I'll show you somebody who's really full and satiated once they get about 3,000 or 4,000 calories. So it's really hard to overeat fruits and vegetables. So you want to eat a lot of good sugar and calories? Go ahead. It's fine. You want to eat 10 oranges? You will be all the better for it. So you're not going to get fat on fruit. That's a big misnomer. Big misconception. But the biggest problem in America today is the standard American diet. People are consuming right and left fat, and they don't realize it. They think that it's sugar. It's wrong. It's not the sugar that's making you fat at all. And by the way, out in Asian countries, Eastern, that way, maybe it's that way, they're eating more calories than Americans. Go look at the stats. The typical American diet, average consumption is about 2,200 or 2,300 calories a day. That's all your Big Macs and your Cokes and your fries and all the fast food. The average Asian, they're eating about 2,500, 2,600 calories. But they should be fatter. They're eating more calories. That's not it. It's a difference in quality. You see? The type of calories they're consuming are the grains and the rices, a little bit of fish, a little bit of meat, small amount. Not this. And they're eating tons of fruits and vegetables. So they're eating more calories, but they're eating a higher quality calorie. They're eating higher carbohydrate. They're eating very low protein and very low fat. What do we do in America? Just the opposite. We're eating high fat, high protein, and low carbohydrates. And the carbohydrates Americans are typically eating are the refined carbohydrates, the junk sugars. And we're all blaming the sugars. It's not. It's the fact that you're eating tons of fat. Look at your labels. Look at what you eat. Log it in. Go to loseit.com. Go to any of the apps. You can punch in everything that you eat, and it'll tell you exactly how much percentages of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And you'll be very surprised. You're not eating a low-fat diet, Americans. You're eating a very high-fat diet and high protein. Thanks to the food industry, which we'll talk about next video. All right? Now you know.